is Michael Jackson bad with the scriptures?
Yeah. Oh. K to the bad with the scriptures.
Deven Rogers is a complete idiot who doesn't know any history. The people on the slave boats were Hebrew Israelites, not Africans. Rogers is spreading lies by claiming Africans were brought over, when the truth is it were Hebrew Israelites, descendants of the ancient 12 tribes of Israel sold from Africa. And get this, Africa had Christianity way before America even existed. Ethiopia had Christians in the 1st century, and major Christian communities thrived in African cities like Alexandria long before Europe was even Christian. This pasty white saltine Rogers has no clue what he's talking about, trying to act like Africa was pagan until Americans showed up with the gospel. It's actually the opposite. Africa had Christianity long before America was even a thing. Rogers is just another ignorant white supremacist twisting history. It were Hebrew Israelites who were sold from Africa and brought to America. Wake up and do your research instead of believing everything this pasty white saltine preacher says.
I'm sure there's a lot of Africans that were brought over into slavery, which wasn't right, but they got the gospel when they got here. And you know what? I bet you there's a lot of Africans that if they hadn't have been brought over, not saying it was right, don't misunderstand, not justifying the slavery in the situation, but God, I still believe, used it. And now I'm sure there's a lot of Africans that got the gospel and they're in heaven right now because they got the gospel. You know, what would be better? For them to have lived their entire life in Africa free, doing their voodoo or whatever, and then dying and going to hell, right? Or what happened? And then they go to heaven. They get the opportunity. Now again, it doesn't justify it. The ends do not justify the means, but this is how God works. This is what God does in the Bible. And we have black people in here. I don't think any of you guys were ever slaves. I was never a slave. It's like, oh, white privilege. You were never a slave. You were never living during the time, unless you're very old, like 60 or 70 maybe, or 80 years old, you're never even living during a time where segregation was a thing in this country. I mean, what are you crying about? Nothing even happened to you. You're just making up stuff. You can't look at the facts that I was reading and just attribute that to some kind of white privilege. It's not real. Get over it. Quit having all the excuses. Why don't you take some responsibility for your choices? Be content with whatever situation you were born into and make the most of it. God's not limited to your situation. He can do above, what we ask or think.
No smart person would sit under no white preacher to teach you. Why? Because these are the doctrines you would receive. Why Hebrew Israelites should not listen to preachers like Deven Rogers. Deven Rogers has no understanding of the Bible. Deven Rogers is a complete idiot when it comes to biblical knowledge. He claims Africans were brought to America and wouldn't have known the gospel without coming. But he doesn't understand that the 12 tribes of Israel were black Semitic people from the land of promise in the so-called Middle East, not white Europeans. The original believers were Hebrew Israelites who followed Yahweh's laws, not Trinitarian Christianity. The Bible itself confirms Israelites were from the land of promise and sold from Africa. Rogers twists scripture to justify white supremacy instead of teaching actual biblical truth. White preachers teach white supremacy disguised as Christianity. Most white preachers don't teach actual Bible truth. They teach a corrupted version of Christianity built on white supremacy. The white Jesus lie. Jesus was a brown black person from the land of promise, not a blue-eyed white European. White churches painted him white to make him look superior and match their image. This is biblical lie number 1 to deceive people about who Yahshua really was. The heaven lie. The Bible teaches earth will be renewed, not that believers go to a heaven in the sky. White preachers teach going to heaven when you die, to keep black people focused on the next life instead of demanding justice now. This is opium of the masses to keep Hebrew Israelites spiritually asleep while they're oppressed. The Trinity lie. The Trinity is not in the Bible. It was invented by white church fathers in the 300s to 400s AD. The original Hebrew Israelites worshipped Yahweh the Father, not a 3-in-1 God. White pulpits preach Trinity to erase Hebrew identity and replace it with Greek philosophy. All these lies come from white pulpits. Every single one of these doctrines came from white European church councils, not from the Bible. Lie origin, purpose, white Jesus. Renaissance paintings and European art make white people feel superior. Heaven in the sky, Greek philosophy, keep oppressed people quiet. Trinity, Nicaea Council, white bishops, replace Hebrew monotheism. Sunday worship, Roman Empire, replace Saturday Sabbath. Christmas/Easter, pagan holidays equals white church. Erase Hebrew dates and holidays. Why Hebrew Israelites must walk away. Hebrew Israelites should never listen to preachers like Deven Rogers because they're plantation preachers teaching slavery mentality. They deny Hebrew identity and try to make black people follow white theology. They preach false doctrine that has no basis in the original Hebrew Bible. They're paid to keep you asleep while white supremacy continues. They don't know biblical history about who Israelites actually were. The truth. Hebrew Israelites need you. Are the 12 tribes of Israel stolen and sold from Africa? Yahweh chose Israel, not white Europe. The Sabbath is Saturday, not Sunday. Feasts are biblical. Christmas/Easter are pagan. Jesus was black/brown from the land of promise, not white. The kingdom is on earth, not in the sky. Deven Rogers and preachers like him are pasty white saltines who don't want Hebrew Israelites to know their true identity. They're selling lies from white pulpits that were designed to enslave your mind spiritually. Wake up, do your research, and return to the actual Hebrew Bible instead of believing white supremacist theology. K. Judah, is Michael Jackson bad with the scriptures?
Yeah. Oh. K. Judah bad with the scriptures.
What do you think the secret to life is?
The secret? Ain't no secret. Stop being disobedient to the Almighty. Period.